Phil has been a Toastmaster for many years, and I asked him to tell me something that other people did not know about him. He said, I circled the border of the US in a single engine plane flying between 700 and 7,000 feet above the earth. The way to see a country in 1 week. The pilot was Dr. Walter Burke, who is known as the father of the space age. JFK called him and asked if he really thought it was possible to put a man in space. What a story. All right, Phil, please. Is your speech 5 to 7?
It's to 8.
6 to 8, okay, for our timer. All right, please take it away.
It had been some time since he had seen the old man. You know, life gets busy. He'd gone off to college. There were girls. There was developing a career. I mean, life happens. Jack moved across the country in pursuit of his dreams. He got married, had a son, got very involved in working towards a successful future. And then one night, his mother phoned and said, Jack, Mr. Belcher died last night. His funeral's going to be Wednesday. Memories flooded through Jack's mind. Fond memories of visiting next door with old Mr. Belcher and the things that he had learned from him. Just a newsreel going through his mind of those happy moments. Jack said, it's been so long, Mom. I thought he died years ago. Well, he didn't forget you, son, his mother said. Every time I'd see him, he'd ask how you were doing, and then he'd reminisce about those fond times when you would come to his side of the fence, as he used to say. You know, he was really a positive influence on your life when your father died. Well, Mom, I'm going to come home for his funeral. I'll be there. And so Jack flew home. It was a very small funeral because most of Miss Belcher's friends and family had already died. That night after the funeral, the two of them thought they'd go over next door to Mr. Belcher's house and just check it out. The door was unlocked and they walked into that familiar living room. There the house was just as Jack had remembered it many years before. Same furniture, same pictures on the wall. And then all of a sudden Jack said, where's the box? The box is gone. And his mother said, box? Well, yes, Mr. Belcher always had a small gold box sitting on his desk. And every time I'd ask him what's in the box, it was locked with a key, he would say, what I value most. I asked him 1,000 times about that, what was in that box. And that was always his response. I guess I'll never know what Mr. Belcher had in that box and what he valued most. Jack flew home the next day and got back into his very, very busy life and his career. He had a wife and a son and was very involved in trying to develop his business. And then when he went home one night, a couple of weeks later, there in the mail was a little piece of paper that said, you have a package at the post office that you need to sign for. So the next day he went down to the post office, picked up the package, took it out to his car, and sat in his car and looked at it puzzled because the return address said Harold Belcher, 618 Oak Street. And it was in Mr. Belcher's old handwriting. He opened the package and there was a note saying, "When I die, send this to Jack." Jack sat there in his car excitedly, opened it. There was a key taped to the top of the box. Took the key, he unlocked the box, and there in the box was a beautiful old gold pocket watch. And it had a note attached. And it said, "Jack, thanks for your time. Harold Belcher." Really, Jack thought, the thing that he valued most was my time? He sat there pondering those fond memories. Then he called his office and he said, "Janet, cancel my appointments for the next 2 days. I'm going to spend some time with my son. And by the way, Janet, thanks for your time." Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Who is someone you should spend some time with? Thanks to each of you, fellow Toastmasters, for giving me the gift of your time as we share together through Early Risers. Madam Toastmaster.